Ravenbound is a brand new third-person fantasy roguelite RPG set in a massive open world inspired by Scandinavian folklore. In this game you control a vessel whose mission is to free the imprisoned gods and restore order to the Island of Avalt by defeating various bosses. Ravenbound features a fast-paced action combat system and roguelite progression system where you defeat enemies to gain fragments, which then allow you to draw cards that you can then play to gain weapons, armor, relics, or permanently increase your power. Death in Ravenbound is all part of the process, and whilst this is a permadeath game, at the end of a run you'll unlock new cards, weapons and passive traits that could potentially make your next run a bit easier. This game also allows you to turn into a raven and fly at great speeds, take on mini-bosses, complete quests, and form your own strategy to eventually beat the game. As of making this video, Ravenbound is quite an under-the-radar game. It released on March 30th and only has 460-ish reviews, with only 47% of them being positive, meaning the game's sitting at mixed. In this video we're going to find out why, because based on the trailer and gameplay footage I've seen, the game does look pretty good. But first, sponsor. TheLazyPeon is an awesome turn-based mobile RPG set in an epic futuristic world with gorgeous visuals, where you can collect espers with ancient divine powers, develop and build your own esper squad, and stand shoulder to shoulder with players around the world to fight the forces of darkness. TheLazyPeon has just launched two new espers, twin sisters Athena and Nyx, otherwise known as Leora and Elaine. Leora possesses the divinity of Athena, whereas Elaine possesses the power of Nyx. Right now there's an exclusive limited time event happening, in which players can control the new character Athena to explore and venture deep into the labyrinth-like world, learning about the mysterious stories of the two new characters and receiving generous in-game rewards in the process. Here's the best part though, you can actually get a free 5-star hero Nyx during this event, which will give you a massive boost to progression. So click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on screen to download TheLazyPeon for free now, and use promo code Dusk and Dawn to get massive rewards. Download now. Ravenbound. This is a game that I initially found out about from watching Asmongold react to some gameplay of it. At the time it was only available in demo, but now it's fully released. But it's actually sitting at mixed reviews on Steam and it doesn't even have many reviews, so let's see what the problem is. Assuming that there's problems. Starting out with an intro cutscene giving us some story. It's a roguelite, no one gives a shit about the story. Let's jump into it. Instantly into the game and straight away Northern Lights. Movement seems pretty smooth, so shift is like a dodge, slides me along the floor. Control seems to be sprint. We can jump. And everything seems pretty responsive so far. It's also worth noting that when I launched the game, it told me it's best experienced on controller. I'm going to be playing mouse and keyboard because I don't like doing what I'm told. We'll see how it goes. Combat, left click, secondary attack. So we can do a jumping attack, that felt cool. Straight away, something I'm noticing is the attacks don't really lock you in place for very long at all. Very smooth and fluid. Not really a whole lot of animation locking. If you dodge right before an enemy hits you, it becomes a perfect dodge, okay? Like that. Perfect dodge makes you frenzied, giving you a huge temporary damage increase. That's cool. Can we smash this? No. What about this? No. I will smash some environment, I swear. What happens if I jump down? Oh, I'll leave this temple area, it's nighttime, beautiful moon. Visually the game looks pretty decent so far. Clipping right through the environment there. Okay, surely these pots are smashable. There we go, so we smash these pots and we can get coins. Go on then. Oh, I've got the reaction times of an old lady. Too early. Let's try it again. That's better. A perfect guard will knock down enemies, so you've got perfect guard and you've got perfect dodge. Use this tool to reach higher places. Raven's Talon. So what's this, a grappling hook? Yes, fucked that up, didn't we? Try that again. Grapple. Okay, okay, try. Okay, grappling hook's a little bit scuffed. Onwards we go. You move around very quickly, it feels. Kill the elites, so these ones are stronger, I guess. Oh, fuck. Okay, we got the perfect dodge, frenzied. And I'd misclicked my F ability. It seems like it's all about timing your dodges and blocks. So in my bottom right, I've got 3 fragments almost. Choose a reward. Gain 2 mana. There are many cards and most of them cost mana to play. Find a new card to spend your mana. Okay, frenzied, nice dodge. Yeah, the combat feels okay so far. It's definitely super timing based combat. So if you're good at timing parries or timing dodges in games like Dark Souls, you're probably going to have a good time. So in the bottom right, I've now collected 3 fragments. I can now hold R to empower them. And this is where the roguelite element comes in, where I've got to choose a reward. I've got 2 mana, which I got earlier, and each of these cost 1 mana and have various benefits. Seems like this armor's going to be the biggest upgrade. Let's go with the armor. Play the card, replace my current armor, and that's how you get gear in this game. Quick look at the equipment. It says I'm human. Whenever you drain a card, gain 50 coins. Sword and shield specialist, defensive. So I'm guessing each run you've got different traits and different things to make each run different. So now we're heading to this temple entrance. It's starting to become daytime. Weapon damage increased by 60%. That seems good, but we don't have enough mana to play it. Okay, I want this one, but I'm going to have to get some mana so I can play it later on. This one's a relic. Environment looks pretty cool. The rooms are giant. Game has a nice feeling of scale about it. The Tomb of Gales. So in this room you've got multiple different doors. Okay, so I guess each one of these doors gives you access to a different zone. That would be my assumption. Perhaps you go through the game and the more you progress, the more areas you unlock. Yeah, okay, and I've turned into a bird. Just like that. Wait, how do I control this thing? And now I can just go wherever I want, can I? I've got this massive open world to explore. This is where I've came from. The view distance is massive. Okay, seems cool. Land. The tutorial could have, like, popped up a little bit longer, so I had the chance to just like figure out the controls. Yeah, give me a bit longer to enjoy being a bird. It's like the first time I got to experience that, and it has the controls pop up for like 10 seconds. Okay, so X transforms you into a human. You need to find these bird platforms if you want to transform into a bird. And around the map you've got icons which determine the different camps. So let's kill these. Frenzied again, we're getting good. Bleeding. Surge. Big damage. Nice. We cut through that camp fairly easily. So collect some fragments. And there's a chest here. You've unlocked chest hatred. Uncleansed chests are locked by a hatred fragment. Absorbing the fragment will unlock the chest, but you will draw a hatred card. So I guess the hatred card will probably give you a chance to summon negative cards. Yeah, so in the bottom right, I've got 3 fragments. So let's absorb the hatred card. And yeah, that looks like it's given me something bad. Let's unlock a relic slot. That seems huge. And now I can also hold R and choose another reward because there was stuff here. On reveal, elites and bosses gain 5% increased health and damage. So if possible, it would be better to avoid getting these fragments of hatred because it's making the game 5% harder each time. That's my interpretation of it. Okay, we're back into bird mode. The shifters go fast. The bird mode looks fantastic. Look at this giant open world, and the game's running so smoothly as well. This Raven form just feels kind of epic, honestly. Quite like the scale of the world straight away. So over here we've got an icon that's like a skull with some orange thing around it. I'm guessing that means it's a moderately hard camp or a mini boss. We've got an obelisk icon here though, and that's where the MSQ wants me to go. So we're gonna, okay, if I can control the bird. Fly down here. So this is an MSQ objective, some kind of obelisk. Was this a little boss? Break its guard, big damage, absolutely outplayed. Good fight, noob. And that smashed the obelisk. We've temporarily extinguished the hatred nearby. Let's see what it's revealed. The surrounding area around the tear has been cleansed of hatred. You can open these without absorbing a hatred fragment. Okay. Doesn't solve my mana problem though, does it? Oh, absorb mana. That does. Now it's daytime. The game looks quite nice visually. No real complaints on the graphics, to be honest. Oh, if you look in the bottom right, I now have 1 fragment slot locked because I've filled up the red bar. So the question is, how do I unlock that again? And let's see if I can stack this. Another 60% damage. I can. Big damage. Gamble 100 coins. The game wants me to turn my life around, change it for the better, but unfortunately we don't have the coin, and now I've got to run all the way back to that bird platform 200 meters away. Yeah, that's going to get annoying. I can already tell that something that's probably going to be in the cons for this game is, what's the point of the bird platforms? You literally need to go into bird form to get anywhere meaningful in the game. Why does it have to make you run all the way to the platform over and over again? We're 30 minutes into the game and I can already feel that it's starting to get annoying. Just let me freely turn into a bird anytime I want. Why not? If it's so core to the gameplay, or at least let me do it whenever I'm not in combat. Oh, I see. So when you fill up the fragments, upon having one slot locked, you get the permanent hatred. Makes sense. I got weapon damage increased by 60% yet again. I can just stack the hell out of that if I want to, it seems. So far, early impressions of the game seem decent enough, though. Ooh, this seems like a very hard mob based on that icon. I'm clearly not ready for it. There's a golden hatred chest there, though, so that obviously drops some good stuff. Okay, so now it's starting to rain. The game has dynamic weather. Village of the Valahus. So let's go talk to some NPCs. The NPCs give us quests. I'm guessing this village is where I spend my coin. Yes, that's exactly what it's for. So if I had 195 coins, I could buy pretty damn good sword and shield. Wait, it's a werewolf man here. Game's paying homage to the furries. Is there any other werewolves walk? Oh, what is that? Furrytopia over here. Okay, we got reindeer people. What does this NPC allow me to do? Purchase healing, 50 coin. Okay, so this is how I can get my health back. So quite a few useful NPCs around this village. We can get quests here, we can buy weapons with coin, we can get our health back, purchase relic slots. Let's drain this card. So now I've got 300 coins, I can buy myself a really good weapon, surely. Your crits against a bleeding enemy consumes bleeding and deals 300% increased damage. Yeah, this is starting to get really fun. And the sword visually looks different as well. I wonder when I'm going to get to the point where I start understanding why this game has mixed reviews on Steam, because so far the first hour of gameplay has been quite enjoyable. Tomb of the Gales has opened. It's definitely a boss room, isn't it? 100%. You know what would make a lot of sense? If killing a boss is what you need to do to get rid of these hatred build-ups, which stop your fragment progression, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, as suspected, this is a boss fight room. Let's do it. Big damage. Dodge. Okay. Get away from that. Okay, just spam dodge, boys. We got him. So we've defeated a warden. Yo, this is cool. Blessing received, and my hatred, like I expected, has been cleansed. And this also seems to have started us back at this spawning room where we initially turned into a bird from upon being the tutorial. Is this now going to give us access to a new zone? Yes, and I guess we need to do the same thing, but for a different tomb. This is actually really cool. I think this map is different. There's icons for different styles of mobs around here, as you can see. Yeah, this is a different map. There wasn't a desert area before on the initial map. Oh, these are definitely stronger. Fighting a mage as well. Alright, killed him. Clear out a camp at tier 2 hatred. Give me that mana. 7 mana. Delicious. Should we increase weapon damage by another 60%? I think we should. Pretty fun gameplay loop, to be honest. I'm not too sure how replayable this game will be, but so far, so good. I don't know why the game was saying that I needed to play on controller. It controls just fine with mouse and keyboards, to be honest. Graves contain unplayed cards from other players who previously died here. So another player actually died here. That's kind of cool. Over here there's an icon which indicates a harder camp. I'm not sure if I can do it, but we can try. It has been cleansed, so it seems worth it. I mean, it's not that hard because I've just bloody upgraded my weapons a ton. The critical hit numbers in this game just look so good. Clear a hard camp. Nice. This is the town of the second area. Each area has its own town. I wonder why this game has mixed reviews. I'm absolutely loving it so far and I'm an hour in. So I think this is what I wanted to try out. The super hard camp. This is clearly going to be the biggest challenge I've faced yet. 3 magey women. Okay, so they're blinking around. 1 down. Just keep dodging. Okay, clear out a very hard camp. We took hardly any damage. I've either got an amazing RNG with my cards and my build, or the game's just not that hard. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. So this should have like really good loot. It's like a golden chest. Yes, so the very hard camps have like legendary quality cards. Increase the base damage of the currently equipped weapon by 30%. That's really good. Definitely want this. We're going to be so strong. I wasn't expecting to make such good progress on my first run. Typically these roguelite games, you end up dying quite often, and then you start to progress after a few deaths. But we haven't actually experienced a death yet. Let's go fight another hard camp before we take on the boss. Why not? Wee! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Something went wrong. Something went horribly wrong. Okay, we've inflicted them with frost. Big damage. We killed them, but something went horribly wrong. We need a good card to make up for that, and a good card is not what we got. Boss number 2, let's do it. So this one's fire themed. Very cool. I'm really surprised I haven't seen more people talking about this game or covering it. Seems pretty cool so far, honestly. Mixed reviews seems a bit harsh. Quick look at the platform before we go take on the boss. So this is a great axe user. Dodge. Dodge. He's got a lot more health. He is much stronger relative to the last boss. Nice. We froze him. Froze him again. Oi. Oi. Surge. Big damage. Frenzy. Frenzy. Okay. It's an even fight so far. Eesh, this is not good. Oh no. We're choking. Oh, he's turning into phase 2, but I'm pretty low on health. I should have studied his movements a little bit more. Oh, he got me. And that's the first death on boss number 2. I think I messed up by taking on more camps than I should have, which resulted in everything becoming more hard than it needed to be. But that was an amazing first run, and I really enjoyed it. The first run lasted about an hour, or an hour, 70 minutes, 80 minutes. And we got to the second phase, and it seems like there's 6 or 7 different areas that you progress through. So at the end of a run, you get legacy points, which I guess you use to unlock different variables on your next run. Or perhaps I've unlocked this to now become obtainable in my next run. Whenever lucky, your attacks inflict a random status effect. That sounds fun. Why is this game mixed reviews on Steam? Like, I'm having so much fun. The more I'm playing it and the more I'm finding out about it, I like it a lot. So this is the cards page, and as you can see here, I've collected 77 out of 182 cards. It seems like all of these cards that I've collected are then available in my next run. So the more cards you collect, the more variables you have to play with on each run. Challenges, this tells you what you need to do to unlock various cards. Traits. So this is the trait that I started with, the human trait, and that's where I can get 50 coins. Ulvar, does that mean I can play as a wolfman? Seems like it. Okay, so you can play as a human, a wolfman, or a deer person. I haven't unlocked... Oh, never mind, I haven't unlocked the deer person, I just needed to click on it. Weapon traits, longsword specialist, great axe, sword and shield, twin sword, or great axe. What else can we unlock? And you've got other traits. I had armor increased by 15. Dodger. Whenever frenzy is active, perfect dodge refreshes its current duration and extends it by 50%. Yeah, because I'm just spamming dodge. That's my playstyle, so let's unlock that. So now I've unlocked some traits, I've got some new cards. Let's click play and see how the next run would potentially be different. So it's given me the choice of 3 different vessels, the human, the deer person, or the wolfman. Great axe, twin axe, or sword and shield. I'm going to re-roll the vessels because I want to play as longsword. Longsword human, sounds good. Dodger, this is exactly what I want to play as. I feel like having random vessels could be quite annoying, having to spend these points to get the vessel that you want. I don't really see the need for this part of the game to be random, to be honest. Let's give Great Sword a try. Challenge completed, die once. Yep, thanks for reminding me. Dude, the world is actually pretty big. Head straight to the obelisk. I'm not going to have my OP build this time. See if Great Sword's any good. Big damage. Kill 3 staggered enemies with a longsword. Yeah, the longsword, slower attacks, but bigger damage. It'd be cool if you could customize your character as well. You just kind of get a random vessel. This time I've started out as a grey-haired woman. I definitely feel a lot weaker this time around. We're not OP anymore. These mobs seem confused. This time I'm getting dicked on by random mobs. Bro, get down. Game's a bit rough around the edges though, isn't it? Okay, maybe someone would give it a negative review for being a bit rough. Yeah, I haven't got high hopes for run number 2. It's just off to such a bad start that it would be better off if I just pressed this button and then clicked start over. I think the game is well aware that you can get fucked by RNG pretty hard. Yeah, this is a rough playthrough. We've got 6 mana but literally no upgrades other than the armor. Such is the nature of the roguelite. Some runs, pure RNG, like my first one. I might as well kill myself right here. We're going to try dual-wielded swords next time. We unlocked a cool sword though, so at least there's that. Next run, give me some better luck this time. Great axe, twin axe, sword and shield. I actually don't have the twin sword unlocked, so we're going to have to play with dual axe. Let's start off in the first zone. Another thing I love about this game is the extremely minimalist UI. As you can see, when I'm in bird form, there's hardly anything on the screen, just icons and relevant information. The game only displays the bare minimum information. I like that approach to UI design. Let's test out the twin axes. Yeah, this should be a lot better for my dodge build. You definitely want fast weapons when going for a dodge build. You just weave those attacks in between the dodges. So let's see if we've got a little bit better luck when it comes to loot this time. I don't know what happened. The first run I was playing like a god. The next runs I've been playing like a donkey. These dual axes feel like they do fuck all damage. Yo, looking good. So as we're playing more and more of the game, we are starting to see some of the issues pop up. Some things that are maybe contributing to the mixed reviews. Yeah, just fucking kill me. This run's not going too well. I give up. Bit of a brutal way to die. Our first run, we just got carried by RNG. Second 2 runs, worst possible RNG. We didn't even unlock anything new because we did so poorly. F's in the chat. I really don't like that you have to re-roll vessels. This shouldn't be RNG, and it costs more and more legacy points every time you want to re-roll these. So there's going to be certain points where you're going to have to play as something, a role that you don't want to play as. And that's just going to fundamentally piss people off. In fact, I could understand if this is a reason for people reviewing the game negatively on its own, because people don't like being told what they have to play. People like having some choice in that. I know this from MMOs where people just lose their shit over not being able to choose their gender or being forced into a gender-locked class. This game, you're going to have to sometimes play as a bloody deer person or a wolf man and not have the choice of using the weapon that you want to use. I think that's a bit much for a lot of people. With that, I think we'll wrap up the first impressions here. This game has a lot of potential. There's lots of stuff to like about it, but there's definitely a lot of things that can be improved. And as I've played more of it, I'm starting to understand why some people might review it negatively. But a lot of the issues the game has definitely could be fixed. And if they were fixed, then the game has a ton of potential. I would personally love to see streamers play this game. I think it'd be really entertaining. Cliff dive off here, and then we'll head to the pros and cons. So after playing Ravenbound for a bit, I think I can understand why it's currently sitting at mixed reviews, despite me having a fairly decent time with it. Here's my thoughts. Visually, the game looks great. The massive open world with the huge view distance really gives you a sense of scale. Flying around in Raven form feels really good. The combat on a base level is smooth, fluid, and relatively fun. I like that it doesn't lock you in place, and you can animation cancel with dodge. Timing really is key to the combat in this game. I like the overall idea and premise of the game. I can't think of another roguelite like this. A true third-person action RPG roguelite in a massive open world. It's definitely something I'd like to see more of. I like the legacy system and how you can unlock more stuff to use on your next run after dying, and I like the minimalist UI where there's very little clutter on the screen. I don't like that your vessel is completely random and you need to spend legacy points to re-roll. I don't see how this specific aspect of the game being random makes the game any better. It only ended up annoying me. The game is quite buggy. There were many camps that I cleared where there was no chest and I wasted my time, but the UI indicated that the camp was still there. It's an open world game where you're punished for clearing everything due to the hatred system, which many people won't like. I didn't see the point of making the player run to the bird platforms. It got annoying very quickly. Just let me press a button and turn into a raven when I'm out of combat. Despite being on Steam and being a single player game, you're asked to create an account for a third-party platform for no reason, just adding pointless restrictions of only being able to play the game whilst online. There should be some kind of bad luck protection with the RNG because sometimes you get absolutely fucked, either getting 0 mana and tons of cards, or tons of mana with useless cards. Your progress is ultimately determined by RNG, and due to the fact you can't overfarm to make up for the bad RNG due to the hatred system, makes some runs a very frustrating experience, almost like the game's wasting your time. And a big reason for many of the negative reviews is the poor optimization and the game apparently crashing mid-run, causing people to lose all their progress. This wasn't something that I experienced personally, but then again I have a brand new PC with all the top specs. Overall, going into this video, I was very confused by the mixed reviews for the game and thought people were being harsh, but a lot of the issues people have with Ravenbound are very valid. That being said, I really do think this game has massive potential, and the vast majority of issues are fixable. I really love the general idea of the game, and I think if the devs can take player feedback into consideration, this could be an incredible experience with a lot of replay value. So is the game worth playing? It's fun for 2 hours, then the flaws start to appear. I'd say put this game on your wish list and wait for updates if this game looks somewhat appealing to you. But that's it for this video, guys. As always, let me know your thoughts on Ravenbound in the comments below. Have you tried this game? Do you agree with my pros and cons list? Is there anything you'd like to add to my feedback? Social media on screen, hit that like button to appease the algorithm gods. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.